Hello, thanks for joining me today on Mindful Joy and Wellness to learn Psalm 27 verses 11 through 12. So it starts out, because of my adversaries, we're going to step back into a lunge. Because of my adversaries, and we're going to bring those arms up and say, oh, they're adversaries, we're blocking ourselves. So because of my adversaries, we're going to sweep the one arm out and say, show me your way, Lord. And then sweep the other arm out and lead me on a level path. All right, let's do that again. Starting from here, we're going to step back into a lunge. Because of my adversaries, right arm sweep, show me your way, Lord, left arm sweep, and lead me on a level path. And then we're going to dip our knee into a low lunge. So if that doesn't work for you, you can just gentle dip, or you can think about dipping your arms. But if you'd like to get that cross training in and dip that knee, we're going to dip that knee and say, do not give me over to the will of my foes. Like, oh no, they're crushing me to the ground. Do not give me over to the will of my foes. And then we're going to sweep those arms up. For false witnesses rise against me. Let's do that again. Do not give me over to the will of my foes. For false witnesses rise up against me. Do not give me over to the will of my foes, for false witnesses rise up against me. And then we're going to put those hands on the hips, breathing violence. All right, let's start that over. I'm just going to switch legs here so that way you get a symmetric workout here. Because of my adversaries, and then we sweep the right arm, show me your way, Lord, sweep left arm, and lead me on a level path. And what are we going to do next? We're going to dip that knee. Do not give me over to the will of my foes, for false witnesses rise up against me. Arms on the hips, breathing violence. Let's do that a couple more times so we're symmetric in those knees. All right? Because of my adversaries, show me your way, Lord, sweeping the right, and lead me on a level path, sweeping left. And then we're going to dip that knee. Do not give me over to the will of my foes, for false witnesses rise up against me, breathing violence. Put those hands on those hips. Last time through, this is verses 11 and 12. And we're in that lunge. Because of my adversaries, sweep the right. Show me your way, Lord, sweep the left, and lead me on a level path. And dip the knee. Do not give me over to the will of my foes. Rise up. For false witnesses rise up against me. Hands on the hip. Breathing violence. All right. That was it. You already did Psalm 27, 11, and 12 a few times through. So if you watched the previous videos, then you already know Psalm 27, 1 through 10. And we're going to review it here and put it all together. So Psalm 27, 1 through 12. All right. So spike those arms up and say, the Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom should I fear? We're going to be strong. Step into that chair. The Lord is the stronghold of my life. And ask, whom should I dread? We're going to balance, right? When evildoers come against me to devour my flesh, my foes and my enemies stumbled and fell. Balance on the other foot. Here comes the army. Though an army deploys against me, my heart will not be afraid. And here comes the bow and arrow. Though a war breaks out against me, what happens? I will still be confident in our warrior too, right? And we're coming back and asking God, I have asked one thing from the Lord. Bring those hands down to heart center. It is what I desire. And we're going to do that humble warrior. To dwell in the house of the Lord and swing that arm all the way around all the days of my life. We're going to gaze on the reverse warrior, gazing on the beauty of the Lord and lift that heel and seeking him in his temple. Now, cartwheel arms down to downward dog. Verse 5, for he will conceal me in his shelter. We're making a little shelter and then dropping the knees in the day of adversity. And then we're going to go down to the child's position. He will hide me under the cover of his tent. then what will he do? He will take us and place us high on a rock, right? He will set me high on a rock. Then my head will be high above my enemies around me. And because of that, what will we do? I will offer sacrifices in his tent with shouts of joy. And here's the fun part. I will sing and make music to the Lord. All right? Now, we're going to go back to that downward dog and say, Lord, hear my voice when I call. So it's almost like we're back in our shelter and saying, Lord, hear us when we call. Lord, hear my voice when I call, and step into that warrior two with the opposite foot. Be gracious to me and answer me. And then we're going into that hands at heart center. My heart says what? My heart says this about you. Seek his face. Send those arms up. And we're talking to God and saying, Lord, I will seek your face. Let's do that verse again. My heart says this about you. Seek his face. Lord, I will seek your face. Now coming into our humble warrior and saying, do not hide your face from me. So we've hidden our face and say, do not hide your face from me. And then we're rotating that arm all the way back through. Do not turn your servant away in anger, finding our warrior two. Now that reverse warrior and talking to God, you have been my helper, and lift that heel. Do not leave me or abandon me. Do not leave me hanging. You have been my helper. Do not leave me or abandon me. And then come back to warrior two, God of my salvation. And step to the center. Even if my father and mother abandon me, who cares for us? We give ourselves that big hug and say, the Lord cares for me. All right, now verse 11, that new one we learned, we're stepping back into that lunge. Because of my adversaries, sweep the right arm. Show me your way, Lord. Sweep the left arm and lead me on a level path. And now we're dipping that knee and saying, do not give me over to the will of my foes, and rise up, for false witnesses rise up against me. And then hands on hips, breathing violence. Great. You did awesome. I'm so proud of you. Please let me know how you're coming with memorizing Psalm 27, 1 through 12, and practice it a few more times. And the next video will be the last two verses, 13 and 14, and then you'll have memorized the entire Psalm. Please comment below. Let me know if this is helping support the life that you want to live. If you're feeling stronger and steadier and more flexible, please share your thoughts below. And as always, please like, subscribe, and comment to help encourage engagement for the algorithm and help grow the channel so we can make more videos for you. Thank you so much for joining me today on Mindful Joy and Wellness. I hope that you have an amazing day.